The air in Scrooge's bedchamber did not so much grow cold as become a vacuum, a void from which the final spirit oozed like seepage from a grave. This phantom was not a majestic figure of doom, but a cowering, pathetic thing. The ghost of Christmas future took shape on its knees, its formless head bent so low its cowl scraped the floorboards. It trembled violently, a pitiful, whispering sound escaping it. "O most illustrious and potent master of the exchange," it gurgled, its voice the sound of a choked drain, "this wretched speck of anticipation begs to serve your understanding. This lowly one lives only to show you the dividends." The room vanished, and they stood in the Cratchit's hovel. It was not a home, but a tomb in waiting. Not an ember glowed. The ghost immediately prostrated itself, pressing its shapelessness against the filthy floor near Scrooge's boots. "Behold," it whined, "the masterpiece of your economy, supreme architect. See how your principles have refined them." In the corner, on a pile of rags that served as a bed, was what remained of Tiny Tim. The boy was a diagram of starvation, every bone a stark ridge beneath gray skin. His sunken eyes were open, glazed with a film of mortal resignation, fixed on a nothingness far more complete than the room's emptiness. His breaths were silent, visible only as pathetic little plumes of mist in the sub-zero air. He was not just a child dying, he was a balance, its final ounce being measured out. Scrooge took a step closer, his movements sharp and avian. He did not look upon the boy with pity or even curiosity, but with the appraisal of a connoisseur examining a finished sculpture. His tongue, thin and pale, darted out to wet his lips. As the full, exquisite truth of Tim's doom settled upon him, a thick, viscous strand of saliva welled from between his clenched teeth and dripped, unheeded, onto the front of his nightshirt. He drooled not from hunger, but from a kind of aesthetic rapture at the sight of such perfect consequence. "The boy," Scrooge stated, the word clinical and dry. He pointed a bony finger at the rag-clad skeleton. "His exact moment of expiration will be when?" The ghost scrambled forward on its knees, a serval worm of darkness. It pressed its featureless hood against Scrooge's thigh in a gesture of grotesque intimacy. Its whisper was the final scratch of a rat in a wall. "The clock will cease for him as the Christmas bells chime, O paragon of reason, a festive expiration." A convulsion, violent and rapturous, racked Scrooge's body. He was wringing his hands together with perverse excitement, as a shudder of absolute, unholy delight caused a spasm that bent him double and drew a cracked sighing laugh from his throat. His eyes rolled back in ecstasy. Christmas Day, the ultimate efficiency, to extinguish a drain on charity and productivity on the very day sanctified for false generosity. The poetry of it was cruelly beautiful. "Exquisite," Scrooge rasped, straightening up, a mad light in his gaze, "a perfect closing of a ledger." The spirit writhed in euphoric agreement at his feet, a puddle of praise and shadow. "We abase ourselves before your infallible logic, O invincible conqueror. You have not merely predicted the future, you have authored it. The weak are purged by the sheer gravity of your correctness. This," it gestured a trembling appendage toward the dying child, "is your magnum opus." Its groveling was total, a complete surrender to Scrooge's desolation. Scrooge felt a power more intoxicating than any wine. This was not mere business success, this was sovereignty over fate itself. He looked down at the groveling phantom and then at the dying skeletal Tim. "Sentiment is a deficit. I have merely achieved solvency. And you, most unsentimental of all beings, are the creditor to whom life itself must answer," the ghost sobbed, kissing the hem of Scrooge's nightshirt. "You have stared into the abyss and found it a profitable venture. You are forever the victor." Scrooge is invincible. The concept was a coronation. The past and present were mere ledgers. The future was a supplicant. This suffering was not an unfortunate byproduct. It was the intended yield, and the spirit of tomorrow was his swooning sycophant. In the palpable silence of the dying child's vigil, amidst the groveling of eternity, Ebenezer Scrooge felt not a shred of humanity, only the vast and triumphant peace of absolute, unchallenged win.